look at this. These are not videos. These are real websites. And this is not just 3D. It's interactive. It reacts to your mouse. Most people think building something like this takes advanced design skills, 3D experience, or a lot of time. But in reality, you can build this much faster than you think. You don't need to model anything. You don't need to write code. And you don't need to start from scratch.
In this video, I'll show you a much easier way to do it. We'll start from a ready-made template, replace the 3D element with one from Spline, customize everything with AI, and then get it ready to go live. Here's the exact workflow. Step 1, choose a starting template. Step 2, replace the 3D element. Step 3, customize and polish the website. Step 4, deploy it. I already organized everything inside a guide, so you can follow along step by step. Let's start with step 1. Here inside the guide, step 1 is where we choose the starting template. And this is important because instead of building the whole website from zero, we're starting from something that already looks good. Inside ProfitStudio.app, I added a dedicated 3D templates category, and you can choose from multiple ready-made templates depending on the style you want. For example, this one is great if you want to start from scratch and build the rest your own way. This one is better if you want more of an AI or SaaS look. And this one is better if you want something more cinematic and immersive. And I'll keep updating this category over time, so if you don't find the perfect starting point today, check back later because I'll keep adding more. For this video, I'm going to use Interactive 3D Website because it gives us a strong starting point while still keeping a lot of flexibility. So let's open it. Now we're inside the template page. From here, click Use in Google AI Studio. The first thing you'll see is a warning message. This app is from another developer. This just means that the template was created by someone else and you're opening it through a public link. In this case, I'm the one who created these templates, so it's completely safe. Go ahead and click Continue to the app. And once it opens, click Remix so you can create your own editable copy and start making changes. After clicking Remix, you can give it any name you want and add a description if you want. Then click Apply. Now it's saved in your account and it becomes your own project. Then click Launch. That's it. Now we have a clean starting point and we can move straight into the fun part. Step 2, replace the 3D element.
First, I'm going to close step 1 since we're done with it and open step 2 inside the guide. And this is exactly why I organized everything like this inside the guide, just to make the whole workflow easier to follow. Inside step 2, you'll see two things, a direct link to Spline and prompt 1 for replacing the 3D element. So first, let's open Spline, because this is where we're going to choose the 3D element we want to add to the website. If you don't already have an account, you can create one very quickly. I'm just going to continue with Google and log in. And by the way, for this kind of workflow, Spline's free plan is usually enough. Most of you really only need one good 3D element for the whole website. And honestly, that's exactly what I recommend. You do not want to overload the website with too many 3D elements. One strong element is usually enough to make the site look premium while still keeping it clean and lightweight. Now, once you're inside, go to Community. This is where people share a lot of ready-made 3D scenes that you can use for free. From here, you have two options. If you already know what you want, you can just search for it directly in the search bar. For example, if you search for something like product, you'll get 3D scenes related to products. If you search for robot, you'll start seeing robot-style scenes. But personally, a lot of the time I just browse a little until I find something that fits the website style and niche. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'll scroll a bit, look through a few options, and pick something that feels like a good fit. I don't want to spend too much time on this part and make the video longer than it needs to be, so I'm going to choose this one here. Now, once you open a scene you like, you can preview how it actually behaves. And just keep in mind, not every 3D element here is interactive. Some scenes react to the mouse, and some of them don't. For example, this one does, which is why I'm choosing it. So once you find one that fits your website, just click Remix. Just like in Google AI Studio, this gives you your own editable copy to work with. Once you click Remix, Spline may show you a quick intro pop-up like this. We don't need it right now, so just click anywhere outside it and it will disappear. Now we're inside the editor. And by the way, I'm not going to go through every setting here because you really don't need all of that for this workflow. I'll just show you the few settings that actually matter. First, if you want to zoom in or out and inspect the element more closely, you can use your mouse wheel. Now, the first important setting is the background. We want the background to be transparent so it doesn't clash with the website design or color. So over here, go to Background Color and set the transparency to 0. And now the background is gone. Another useful thing, if there's any object inside the scene that you don't want to keep, you can simply select it and hide it. Just click on the object, then click the eye icon. That will hide it from the scene. For example, in my case, I'm going to hide this plane here because I don't want that floor sitting under the robot when I place it inside the website. So I'll select it, hide it, and now we're ready for the next step. From here, click Export. Then go to Viewer. After that, open Play Settings. Here, just make sure the background color is hidden. And for the other settings, like Orbit, Pan, Zoom, and the rest, in most cases, keeping them turned off is exactly what we want. The reason is simple. We want the 3D element to look clean and controlled inside the website. If you leave options like Zoom or Pan enabled, people can start moving the element around in ways that can break the composition and make the website feel less polished. So for this kind of layout, it's usually better to keep those controls off. Once that looks good, go back to Overview and copy this viewer link because that's the main thing we need here. Then click Update Viewer. And now we're done with Spline. So let's go back to the guide. Inside Step 2, open Prompt 1, click Customize Prompt, and paste the viewer URL into the Spline Viewer URL field. Then open the full prompt if you want to preview it. I already prepared all of this inside the guide, so you don't have to write the prompt yourself. Once it's ready, just click Copy. And now we can go back to Google AI Studio and paste it into the project. Now let's paste the prompt into Google AI Studio and run it. After a few seconds, you can see the 3D element has been replaced. And honestly, this already looks much better. Let me open it in full screen so we can see it more clearly. And there we go. The new element is in place, it fits the design much better, and it still reacts nicely to the mouse. And this is exactly why this workflow is so powerful. Not long ago, building websites like this usually took a lot more time, testing, and technical work. Now, you can get results like this much faster, and the final website can still look extremely premium. And if you're enjoying this so far, make sure to like the video and subscribe. So now that the 3D element is in place, let's move to Step 3 and start customizing the website. Now at this point, the website already has a solid structure. As you can see, the template already comes with good sections, a clean layout, and even a footer. So most of the work is already done for you. Now the goal is not to rebuild everything from scratch. We just want to adapt it so it fits the brand and niche we actually want. So let's go back to the guide. I'm going to close Step 2, since we're done with it, and open Step 3. We already have Prompt 2 ready, so let's open Customize Prompt. Now I'll just fill in a few simple things. For website type, I'll choose SaaS. For the brand name, let's call it Nova AI. For the main goal, I'll write Showcase AI tools and get user signups. And for the style direction, I'll go with Modern Futuristic. Then under Sections to add or adjust, I'll ask it to improve the hero text, update the features section, and add a pricing section. And that's really it. If you open Show Full Prompt, you'll see that everything is already prepared for you. So all you need to do is copy it, go back to Google AI Studio, paste it in, and run it. Let's do that. And there we go. Now you can already see the difference. The brand name has been updated, the hero section looks better, and if I scroll down, you can see it also added the pricing section we asked for. And what I like here is that it kept the same visual style, so the new section still feels like part of the same website. Now, one more important thing before we move on. Let's quickly check the mobile version. Because with websites like this, you always want to make sure everything still looks good on smaller screens too. So let's switch to mobile. So as you can see on mobile, it already looks pretty good. But the 3D element feels a bit too large here. So instead of going back and manually adjusting everything, I'll just ask Google AI to fix it. I'm going to type a simple prompt. Update mobile only. Reduce the size of the 3D element so it fits properly. Keep desktop unchanged. Let's run it. And there we go. Now the 3D element fits much better on mobile, and everything feels more balanced. If I scroll down, the rest of the sections still look clean and consistent. And this is the key idea here. You don't need to manually fix every detail. You can just describe what you want and let AI handle it. And now, the only thing left is to put the website live. That's where deployment comes in. This is the step that actually takes the website out of the editor and puts it online. I already made a full step-by-step deployment tutorial for this, so I'm not going to repeat the whole process here. You'll find it in the description, and it's also linked directly inside the guide. So from here, just open that deployment tutorial, follow it step by step, and get your website live properly. And that's it. To actually get your website live, watch this video right here. It will walk you through the full deployment step by step. I'll see you there.